most badass hockey podcast in all of Noland. This is A Shot from the Point.
It's May 23rd. It's A Shot from the Point. It's 2012. The Los Angeles Kings have overcome the Phoenix Coyotes 3-4 in a spectacular game in overtime. Dave, what do you think of this game?
Yay, Kings!
Yay, Kings. That's absolutely fantastic. I'm super proud of them. Next, we're talking about the Rangers because I got something to say about the New York Rangers. I'm trying not to...
Oh, big surprise.
Oh, yeah, congratulations, Kings. They won the can. They're going to San Diego. We knew it all along. So
big surprise. 20 seconds in.
It's not worth talking about. It's not
20 seconds in, we're talking about the Rangers. Big shocker there.
Yeah, well, that's fine. Because I got two things to talk about. I got the New York Rangers to talk about, which I'm actually not too upset with. But I have two things that I am upset with. I am very upset, even though I love him to death, with John Tortorella. And I am extremely upset with the media. And maybe Tortorella would agree with me on this one. And I'm extremely upset with a particular New Jersey native from the media. First, Tortorella. I can't even think straight. I
hear you. I hear your mind thinking.
First, Tortorella. What does this guy think he's doing?
Whatever he wants.
Screaming like a Pop Warner football coach at these guys. Like it's going to motivate them. Like it's going to do something to them late, very deep in the NHL playoffs, in the Stanley Cup playoffs. What does he think by taking Del Zotto's ice time? So, when Del Zotto is one of the few players, and he's a defensive defenseman, by the way, now all of a sudden he's freaking Ray Bourque, that is creating offensive ice, that is creating scoring opportunities. This guy has one bad game after he has been a spectacular performer, after he's been a leader, and they give him 5 minutes! 5 minutes of ice time, at least when it showed it was about, I think it ended up being 7, in the entire second period. So, let me tell you something. Mr. Del Zotto, he got real motivated. He got the message from the coach. He went out there and scored late in the third when the Devils were up 3-0. By the way, they won 4-1. When the Devils were up 3-0, when it was too little, too late. What does Tortorella think he's doing? What planet is he from? It is too late to play regular season games with these players' minds when you're so deep in the playoffs. And I got to be honest with you. Is he having a Mike Keenan meltdown? Has he lost his mind? You're going to bench your best players in one of the biggest series in years? One of your players that is a fighter? One of your players that doesn't give up? Oh, wow, he made a turnover. It turned into a goal. Well, there was a lot more problems than that going out there, John. Those guys are exhausted. And they're exhausted because you weren't able to get them by Ottawa!
Okay, breathe.
Yeah, I'm doing
Breathe. Right. Okay, first, listeners, you can't see us, haha. Listeners, today's A Shot from the Point is brought to you by your leading brand of high blood pressure medication, obviously, because Tommy is having a full-blown spaz attack. Look, first and foremost here... It's like talking to you about the Rangers is like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Douchebag. It's just like you love the guy, and then the next day you want to like skewer him. You want to Vlad the Impaler's face on a pole. It's entertaining, but it's so New Yorker. It's so New Jerseyer. It's the reason why you are that whole region is the bane of like everybody hates New York sports people because of this.
Hey, everybody in New York doesn't care. I got news for you.
I know.
Nobody cares.
That's very true. It's like, we hate you. I'm suck my balls.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not even that. We hate. So somebody hates us? Well, they must live in Russia. Listen, I love John, and I understand your point about hypocrisy.
I'm choking on food.
And here's the best part, John. Here's the best part, Dave. You're absolutely right. There's extreme hypocrisy here. There's a lot of hypocrisy here. But how do you play these types?
I almost died on tape. Do you care?
Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, good. You're back on your feet. Let's go. It's a shot from the point. 2012. I tell you, you got to keep up, baby. You got to keep
Food's
up.
It's gonna be the death of me, apparently.
You got to keep up with me. If you die, make sure it's after this broadcast.
I'll try.
Do your best. I'll be with you the whole way. Look, I like John. I do. I like the fact that he gives the media a hard time. I do. I just don't understand these mental games he's playing with these players. It doesn't make any sense. Sitting Kreider down. Kreider's the only one the guy sold. Scoring. Guy has a bad past. He treats him like a 12-year NHL veteran that made just a rookie mistake. He's a rookie! Kreider's a rookie! He's a rookie.
Maybe it's how he feels like this is how he has to deal with his players.
Is it working?
Well, I mean, he is in... They are in the Eastern Conference Finals. I mean, you got to give him some benefit of the doubt. Yeah, because I could say, yeah, it has worked. Obviously, they're not losing the series right now. They've won their other series. It may not have gone swimmingly. They may not be the Kings right now, but overall, you take the good with the bad. And there's a lot worse coaching situations out there, and there's a lot worse management of players out there. I'd kind of just
yeah, but those worst coaches aren't in the Eastern Conference final, and this guy is.
Yes, for his coaching style. It's like his coaching has got him there, you know?
My problem with John is, and I like the style. I like the fact that he brought this sort of...
You like it when they win?
I like it when they win, but when you don't win, logic tells you to make changes. It's obvious from what I see, and this is a dangerous with a lot of even good coaches, and I would not say he's a bad coach, but they have to win their way. It's all about ego.
It's ego. Of course it is.
Pierre and the New Jersey Devils. And I'm going to see something. I'm telling you something. What do we get? Like 60 listeners a pop. You know what? I'm fine with that. But I bet I could say something that get John Tortorella to want to contact me.
Probably.
That Frenchman outcoached your ass. He outcoached your ass. And I'll tell you exactly why. Because he saw how the Devils were getting beat. And he made changes. Some of the changes that me and Dave recommended, like injecting a little intensity, like throwing a hook, a left hook, right into McDonough's face, getting the man energized, finding a new way to compensate for the Rangers' shot blocking. And he did it. You got out-coached. You got outclassed. And he's right. He's right. It's not about you, John. It's about the players on the ice. I know you won your Stanley Cup. I'm really proud. It was a fantastic story. It's probably one of the worst teams to ever win the Stanley Cup, and it's because they were coached so well. Over there in Tampa Bay. Absolutely. It was a fantastic story. Have we even heard from Tampa Bay since? And St. Laperriere, or whatever the hell his name is down there? No, he's not even a factor anymore.
Is Tampa Bay still have a team?
Yeah, I think so. But I think they moved to Scandinavia. I'm not sure.
Nova Scotia?
Yeah, sure. Well, they're probably, and they might get a team soon enough.
More than likely.
Well, Nova Scotia's a province. I don't know how much you know about Canada. It's like a state.
I'm an idiot. I know nothing about geography. Shut up. Don't treat me.
Sorry. I apologize. But I'm not apologizing to Tortorella.
As you shouldn't. You shouldn't have to. When you're a robotic mastermind coach like he is, he doesn't want anyone to apologize for him. He does his thing, and he doesn't care. We're a blip on his ever-expanding radar. We may not even be a blip. He's in Tortorella land, and he's never going to change.
No, he's not going to change, and that's one of my biggest concerns. Going into Game 5 tonight, there is not going to be a major change.
No, of course not. As long as he continues to win on a consistent basis, why should he have to change?
Yeah, one game, lose a game. Win a game, lose a game. This is not what Stanley Cup champions normally do. And not only that, science is going to play a role here at one point. Because these guys, they're skating around with their mouth open. You can see it. That was always a dead giveaway. My dad taught me that. He was really into tennis. And he says, one way you got your opponent beat when they're waiting to receive a serve and they got their mouth open. The Rangers always, look at the Rangers. Look at the Rangers. They look like dogs, ruling dogs.
Sometimes extreme strategy has to be used to compensate for lack of star talent. Maybe this is the only way he can get maximum effort from his team. There has to be some kind of method to his madness. He can't be a freaking
I agree with you.
Lunatic.
I agree with you. And I think That's how he approached. That's the approach that he took, and it has been successful so far. But this is the New Jersey Devils. This is one of the biggest rivalries in sports. It's people are thinking back to 1994 and that wonderful, wonderful series they had. And they're looking back, it's like, that was really a high point in hockey history. And now we got it back. We got them both at the same place at the same time at very close level.
I'd like to know the ratings of these games, by the way.
They're up 28% from they were last year. That's what
awesome.
NBC's report. That's fantastic news. And the NHL go on strike to make sure nobody carries it over to next season.
Oh, here we go. Calm down.
I love John. I like what he's doing. But you know what? It doesn't make sense to punish these guys at this stage in the game. In the regular season, you make a turnover, 2 turnovers like that, I absolutely understand it. Not now. Delzato's too important. Kreider's too important, and you're going to have to take the good and the bad. You don't got time to bench them. You don't have any time to bench them. All you got is time to get in the Stanley Cup final where the Kings are probably going to run you over like you weren't even there. Tell me that series doesn't look like a sweep waiting to happen.
I don't know. Who have the Kings played?
I don't know. Only the 1 and 2 seed in the Western Conference
that haven't played anywhere near that. They didn't play enough games to even give us a good sense of how they were playing.
The Kings haven't run into a hard defense, like with the exception of the Coyotes. The Coyotes was the best probably test for them.
Not hard defense. That was dirty defense.
Yeah, I think the Rangers. And that's another thing. We talk about discipline, and I think that's one of the problems with Phoenix is a little lack of discipline.
Lack of discipline?
Well, I got to be honest. That was a fantastic game yesterday. It was one of the best games of the series so far. Best game of the playoffs. I'll get into that later because it doesn't matter. Because they won. It's over. They won. Normally, I'm being biased. I'm a Ranger fan, and I'm in distress. I think
you're almost needlessly in distress, but that's okay because it's entertaining.
Of course, I'm needlessly in distress. I'm an idiot sports fan. I'm
true.
a 30-something jerk-off that cares more about sports and gambling, and I'm flushing my whole life down the side. I'm going to jump out the window.
Well, don't jump out the window because who's going to push me out of my window?
Hey, good point. I'll stick around.
Push me out of my window, and then you can jump. But you have to do me first because I'm a coward. I can't do myself.
John, this is where I'm going to leave it. You got to make changes. You got to make some changes, and you might have to do something. And take a look at yourself. Delzato's a good kid.
Take a look at yourself.
Kreider's a good kid. These guys are trying hard. They were fighting. They gave up an empty goal, and they were fighting. And they're fighting for you because they believe. They believe. But there's only so much anybody can do when you've played as many games as they've had. So you're going to have to use your head. I'm not saying be nice to them. I'm not saying don't motivate them and get in their face. I say look at the situation realistically. Are you asking too much? And maybe some changes have to be made because that devil coach made you look ridiculous. He made you look dumb. And your players, one of the best qualities they had, they lost their cool. That thing that Rupp did, that was a punk-ass move.
It was a punk-ass move.
And I understand what he was doing. I mean, he got all wound up, sort of like Prust did. And he ran over, was it Zubris? I don't know. He jumped. He left his feet. And then I think what he did was, he really didn't hit Brodeur. I mean, it was really loud.
He did mug punch him. I mean,
I'm really trying to put a pleasant spin on the truth here.
It was pretty awesome.
Well, anytime Marty gets punched, it's funny.
I enjoy it.
Anytime a goalie gets punched when he's leaning on the damn thing, not expecting it, is funny.
And you definitely got to talk about, just if we can get away from Tortorella, you got to talk about the game that Brodeur had. He had a hell of a game.
Yeah, 27 saves. Congratulations.
He had a hell of a game. He made great saves the entire time. It was pretty sweet.
The Devils played really well. The Devils played excellent. I don't have a problem with anything they did in the ice. If I was a Devil fan, I'd be extremely happy. Excuse me. They responded to a test, and they passed it. And they passed it under very difficult circumstances. And there's no reason to believe they can't move on. And I hope Tortorella...
I don't know. I look for a dominating performance from the Rangers tonight in the Garden. I'm looking for a domination tonight.
But are you kidding me? And what made you come up with that?
A little thing called a pattern. It's what we've seen in this series.
No, you're right about that.
3 and 5. I think it's going to be the exact same thing we're going to see once again. The Rangers are going to find a way to push the Devils to their breaking point, and once that happens, they're going to go right past it. Look for 3-0 yet again.
I hope you're right.
Just don't be surprised. And then Game 6, it'll be another knockdown, drag out fight. It's gonna be a battle. It's gonna be a close game, and the Rangers will probably drop it. And then you'll be mad again, and then they'll win in 7, and you'll be happy. And then we could talk about what the hell's gonna happen when your head explodes in the Stanley Cup Finals.
I think I'm ready to lose in the Stanley Cup Finals. I'm not.
Why are you seeding? Don't seed already, man.
Oh God, I'm dying. I'm coughing.
What?
I can't even think. I'm dying.
Are you okay? Are you all right? Breathe.
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 I'm good.
Breathe.
I'm a normal person.
Okay, I'm just making
I'm
sure
a normal
you're breathing.
person. I'm a normal person. Hey, I'm a normal person. Hey, welcome to Shot to the Point, everybody. My name is Tommy C. This is Dead on Dave. We're talking some hockey here.
Yeah.
I got another
hockey.
I got another problem.
What, did you forget to record again?
No. No. That's another story for another time.
Douche!
Did you ever do something? I'll just say this. Have you ever done something so great and if everything, just the stars aligned? Did you ever do something and then you forgot to hit the record button?
The world will never know.
I don't know. I don't know anything about that.
Oh, the world will never know.
I don't know anything about that. I got
It's
another.
okay. Let's move on.
I got another problem. Mike Emmerich, New Jersey Devils announcer, been sort of the national announcer for the NHL for the past 15 years. A lot of Ranger fans don't like him, and I'm one of the few guys that actually disagrees. I think Doc does a spectacular job. He does root, and you can hear it in his voice sometimes, but that's all. He's a Devil fan, and you know what? That's fine. I know what it's like to root for a team. I know what it's like to get exciting. And Doc Emmerich's a true professional. This guy can make a goddamn line change sound exciting.
Yeah.
But I never heard hate in his voice, because it is his job to be somewhat neutral, especially when it's a national broadcast. That's not what we're normally accustomed to hearing from Pierre McGuire.
Blah, 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 blah.
Frenchie McFrenchman. I
Blah, blah, blah.
had it with Pierre's Ranger hate. This guy, I mean, let's check his resume. Let's check his resume. Okay.
Oh, are we going to Wiki? Are we going to Wiki?
Yes, and here's what it says. It says in the corner that he's a sportscaster. Well, he's living proof that anybody that can speak into a microphone can be a goddamn sportscaster. Anybody.
Anybody sitting in their living room and or attic?
Well, exactly. But no one's giving me a dime, and I am a dope. I'm a regular schmo, and so is he. But he would like you to believe something other than that. He would like you to believe that he's some kind of expert. Because apparently, in 1991 and 1991, he stood behind the Pittsburgh Penguins Stanley Cup teams. He stood behind the bench. I guess he was an assistant coach or something. I wonder what knowledge he dropped on Mario Lemieux and Jaromir Jagr in those years. I wonder what inspiration he gave them. I'm sure he's so qualified to stand behind the bench. And I also noticed he doesn't have a hockey career before that, and he doesn't have a hockey career after that. He went right into broadcasting. Frenchie McFrenchman. New Jersey native.
Where are you from again?
I'm from Woodbridge.
Which is in...
Like Staten Island.
Which is in...
Working class area. Normal people.
Of what?
New
Say
Jersey.
it. Yeah, that's right, baby.
Okay, he's a Jersey asshole. Everybody knows people in Jersey can be assholes.
99.9% of people from Jersey are considered assholes.
Yeah, well, thanks to that stupid show where everybody's pretending to be Italian. A show I'm proud to say I didn't last 3 seconds watch.
I've watched it just because I think it's so ludicrous. It's funny to watch.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
It is absolutely...
And you know what? It does wonders for guys like me that live overseas. Hey, did you ever see that show, Jersey Shore? Well, what do you think of it? And you know what I say? I get really angry. I look at them. Everything's true. That's what I tell them.
It's all true. That's how I live my life.
Yeah.
GTL.
Frenchie McFrenchman. Now, I listen to Frenchie McFrenchman in the last series, and I noticed every time Lundqvist had a questionable goal, not always a soft goal, a questionable goal. Oh, Henrik's really got to get that one. Or should I say, Henrik's really got to get that one, because he sounds like a big, fat, balding moron.
Wow.
Every time.
Really
now, on the flip side, Holtby was Patrick Waugh. Even though the Rangers put barely any shots on net and hit him in the chest 90% of the time. Hulk B was Patrick Waugh, and the guy with the second best goals against average in the playoffs was a punk. Yeah. And I'm tired of it. And here's another thing I noticed, to show that I'm not totally biased. I saw him criticizing Patrick Elias, which maybe Elias deserves because he hasn't had a goal since early in the Philadelphia series. And he's a go-to guy for the New Jersey Devils. They haven't needed him, but he's a go-to guy. And I have a certain amount of respect for him. He's been with the organization a long time.
Yeah, he's a long-time player. He's a good player.
And voted the ugliest man in hockey one year. I swear to God. I don't know if he's ugly or not, but I think that's a funny award to get.
I aspire to be voted the ugliest man in radio one day.
I don't think you're even close, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
No, that's not.
If
you were the ugliest guy in radio, we'd probably get more hits.
That was very nice of you. You
ever seen Don Imus? Don't you think you're better looking than Don Imus?
I don't know. Don Imus is a fucking chud. There's no question.
Yeah. So you look like a hot chick compared to Don Imus.
Now I look like a hot chick?
Compared to Don Imus, you do.
Well, why can't I just look like a hot dude compared to Don Imus? Why do I have to be a hot chick compared to Don Imus?
I don't talk.
Can't I remain my own gender?
I don't talk about hot dudes.
Oh,
Go ask your wife you're beautiful. Don't ask me.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
I think you're beautiful.
Well, thanks.
You're welcome.
Thanks. Me and my snaggletooth that I have to watch. Every video cast I do, I have to look at that rotten tooth in my mouth.
And I wish I'd knock it out so I could say I lost it on the ice. And I didn't grow a vagina when I said that either. See, it was okay.
You did.
A little bit. If guys had uteruses, they'd be called deuteruses. I'm just saying.
So he does it again. Lundqvist gives up another. One of them wasn't a soft. The first one wasn't. It was a redirect. It was a slight redirect off the skate. He
was played still kind of a CNI single type, in baseball. Went right through the 5-hole.
Look, a lot of goals, especially when we're gonna, deflections. They're lucky goals. Let's face it. These guys, it was a redirection off the skate.
Yeah, and my problem with the criticism that he was making is the fact that Lundqvist has been so good. Those fluke goals are the only things that seem to get by him.
Not according to Frenchie McFrenchman. Frenchie says that this guy should be in the minor leagues. Frenchie McFrenchman knows all. Frenchie McFrenchman criticizes Patrick Elias like a fan would criticize Patrick Elias. He would say, Patrick hasn't a goal since early in the Philadelphia series. He needs to see the net better. He needs to make his own way. What the hell does that mean? He needs to see the net better. He needs to get in there. Oh, there's some science for you. He needs to get in there.
It's good science. I mean, I heard something similar the other day listening to a couple people talking about the Lakers and the Thunder, talking about what Kobe Bryant needs to do to take the series back. He needs to, and I quote, score more baskets. He needs to score more.
You know what? Who made that drill? Was that Pierre McGuire? Does he have a basketball contract, too, that I'm not aware of?
No.
He sounds like my baseball coach used to do that when he gets, well, Tommy, they're up 7-0 in the fourth inning. We're going to have to score 8 runs. Hey, no kidding, Sherlock.
Well, I mean, what else are they supposed to say, though? I mean, you want to win games, you have to either hold your opponent to nothing or score more. It's kind of the logical thing to say when you think about it. He doesn't really need to say, draw up X's and O's. He's not a coach. He's a commentator.
No. He's a coach. He stood behind the Stanley Cup champion Pittsburgh Penguins desk. He knows more than you and me combined. He knows that Patrick Elias has to see the net better. He knows that Henrik Lundqvist has to get some of those. There's one he shouldn't have let by, Eddie and Doc. And I think Eddie and Doc are embarrassed by him. And I'm so sad. I'm so sad that the LA Kings won and they're going to the Stanley Cup final. Not because they're going to destroy whoever that comes in contact, because that means there's no chance for Pierre McGuire to go to the Western Conference. So I don't have to suffer by watching him. I can just put it on. I can put my NHL Game Center on abbreviated version, and I don't have to deal with Pierre McGuire.
Pierre McGuire. There we go.
Pierre McGuire.
That's
Eagleton. Where's he? Easton. He's a part of New Jersey nobody knows because probably filthy rich. And I'm not going to bash rich.
Well, yeah, wait. No, let's not go political.
No, I'm not. I'm not going political. Good. I'm not going to make the 99% 1% argument.
I don't want to start.
But he's in the 99 percentile of jerks.
I don't want to start anything up, but rich people are awesome and poor people need to work more. You want to make more money. You need to work more.
Work harder.
Work more. That's how you win games.
Well, I will say this.
Look, I'm a commentator on life.
When you grow up in a working class, and where I grew up it's middle class, upper middle class. There's some working people. There's guys like my father that worked in the office. I think you get a little bit different perspective on life than you do when mommy and daddy drives you to the rink.
Oh, of course.
You know why? I didn't play ice hockey when I was a kid? There's two reasons for it. A, my parents weren't hockey fans, and that's a curse that I will live with the rest of my life. They were not hockey fans. Nobody in my family was a hockey fan. All right? Isn't that unfortunate? The other one is I couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
I couldn't afford it. It's too much damn money, and kids grow out of equipment so fast, your head will spin.
Well, real hockey player would have strapped razor blades to their feet. I don't want to hear any excuses.
Well, let me tell you. Let me tell you something. As soon as rollerblades came out, I don't know how many tennis courts I was responsible for destroying in the central New Jersey area. In fact, we destroyed, me and Chris Kleban and John Chisholm destroyed more tennis courts, so much for that they built a goddamn rink in Woodbridge in 2003 or 4. That's how much we loved hockey. We played everything. We watched every game. I used to drive them to their ice hockey. I used to scrape every dime they had together so they could play in a league, play like in an over 18 league, where they used.
I can relate. I grew up in the south side of Chicago. I know exactly what you're talking about.
We did everything we could. Yes, most of my playing experience is in inline hockey, which I'm proud of. But that's all I had. I couldn't skate until I was 14 or 13, 14 or 15, and I wasn't that damn good. But I bet I was better than Pierre Maguire.
And let me guess, when you were going to the roller rink or to the skate park, whatever, you had
later we got roller rinks, and I honestly believe because there was so much interest at that time. You
had to go uphill both ways. Let me guess that.
No, wasn't that bad. Wasn't that bad.
In the snow.
Yeah, I used to like it when somebody's wheel would fall off and just kind of roll into the net or something.
Oh yeah, don't. So
what do you think of this Pierre Maguire character? Am I off here?
No, you're not. I have my own bias because I'm not a big fan of the French. I don't care. Go ahead, say what you want about me. Yeah, I don't care. Yeah. Because most of the French people that I talk to, I'm not saying all French people, but most of them talk to me like they're better than me. And it's probably they are better than me if they would have talked to me.
No, he's not French for real. I just call him Frenchy McFrenchman.
No, I know, but
His name's Pierre.
I know. Well, yeah, that's enough for me because
he's an Irish Frenchman.
When I hear the name Pierre, I hear penis.
Is that what it means?
Probably pandering more than likely. That's what it means.
Surrendering.
Oh, see now, I didn't do that. No, I think you did right. I think that he's a scumbag of.
We both have a French friend. I wonder if he listens to this.
He's your French friend. He's not my French friend.
Don't say that. I love.
Are you talking about French?
Peter. I love Peter.
That douche is a douche. And one of the worst poker players I've ever had the displeasure of sitting at a table with. And he had a mouth on him. He's lucky I didn't beat him up a few times. I am much bigger than he is. But he's French. He might have, threw some cheese in my eye or something. I don't know.
I get the feeling that he grew up I don't think he grew up posh.
He bull crap. That dude he oozed pretension. Are you kidding me?
You think so? I always liked him.
Yeah, he wore tweed jackets.
Did he?
Who does that?
I don't even know what a tweed jacket is.
French people.
I don't even know what a tweed jacket is.
French people wear tweed jackets. You got to get in.
He told me a funny story. I don't care what you say. I Peter. But he told me a funny story one time.
I didn't mind him too much either.
No, he's a great guy. We're just busting his balls, man.
No, he's not a great guy. He's
I like him. He's funny. He bluffed all in when Brendan had a straight flush in the river. It was funny as hell.
Oh, my God.
It was the funniest thing I ever saw in my life. I got a phone call.
You got to turn that's just unprofessional.
Absolutely.
Oh, God.
Oh, and it even says they won't even tell me who's calling.
Answer it. Hell, let's get this magic on tape.
No, because it could be something else that I can't talk
about. Oh, uh-oh.
Yeah. We talk.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, we can't talk about that. Well, I think Brodeur played well. I think the Devils played well, and I think they all have a lot to be proud of.
Would you say that Brodeur played better than Lundqvist?
Yes.
Would you say that? Okay, now say it with passion this time.
No.
Say it like you mean it.
Brodeur played well. The Devils played well. The coach.
Say he's better than Lundqvist.
No.
Say's better than like.
No, absolutely not. I think Love Morris at this point in his career is much better. In fact, you said that.
No, you say it now. I want to hear you say those words.
I think Martin Brodeur, from what I hear, is a fantastic uncle and a super daddy. That's what I think, Martin Brodeur.
And by the way, if he were here, he would say, "It's Martin Brodeur." Blah, 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 blah.
Probably throw my ass to the wall. He's a professional athlete.
Yeah, but he's also 40. I think you got. Well, you're almost.
I don't know, man. He's like probably 5 years younger than him.
I know.
I'm sure.
If I were there, I'd Sparta kick him through the wall. You don't have to worry. I got your back.
I'd ask him how to pick up chicks. I wonder if he could teach me how to do that. That's what
Go to a family reunion is probably how he'd respond.
I bet that's comfortable.
How you doing, cuz?
I mean, dad. I mean, cousin. I mean, unc.
At least you don't have to worry about too much confusion. You know, if you date your own relatives, it's good times.
Yeah, it's comfortable. You know.
Yeah.
You never feel foreign. You know.
Never feel far from home.
No. That's what
we're gonna get sued.
Yeah, sure. By Frenchy McFrenchman. All right, real quick.
We're not French haters, by the way.
No, we just hate Peter Poker Place. Just him. Everybody else is fine.
Everyone else.
I like Peter, and he's. Oh well, by the way, he told me a story once, and he said when he joined the American, he's a French guy in the American Army. He's an Army sergeant, and he told me he does everything to cover his accent, which I said, never do that. You always should be proud of where you're from.
Which should tell you more than you need to know about him right then.
So his parents gave him I'm going to give you some advice before you join the Army. Mostly, keep your head down, do what you got to do, try hard, don't give up. They look at him, they go, Peter, tell them you're Canadian.
Oh, God.
That's what they told him.
That doesn't help Americans, though. That's going to
I don't know.
Up more.
I don't know. I'd rather be Canadian, a French Canadian in the American Army than a French.
I don't know. Being French is bad. I think being Canadian is almost as bad. But being French Canadian, that's like being a Sith at a Jedi cocktail party.
Hey. Some of those old Frenchies on the Montreal Canadiens in the 60s and 70s were some of the toughest hockey teams that ever walked. Those guys were tough old Frenchies.
I like George St. Pierre. I like Chris Jericho, and I do sleep. Yeah, they're from Canada.
Yeah, but the Quebec is different than the rest.
I don't know.
He's from Winnipeg.
I'm a pigeonholer. If they're from there, they're from there. Just like Italian people and Irish people want to be
they're all the same.
They want to be different categories of white. No dickheads, we're all white. You're not a different category of white.
How about we're all one big happy North American family? How about that?
Yeah, that'll work.
All right, I had enough of all these assholes. Switching now to I just want to talk real quick because I don't want to celebrate. LA Kings played one of the most exciting games of the playoffs, in my opinion, yesterday. They beat the Phoenix Coyotes in overtime, 3-4. Fantastic game. Coyotes fought like hell, boy. You got to give them that. They got a lot of heart on that team.
They did.
But the LA was just too much for them. They put him away. Brown accepts the Campbell Conference trophy. Yes, I called it Campbell Conference and not Western Conference, because that's what it should be called. And he didn't touch it, which is a good move. Because people who touch it don't win. Let's just face it.
Yeah.
Yeah. He didn't touch the ball. Some guys run around the rink with it, which you can do, but they don't do that. You just you acknowledge, you thank you, and then you start thinking about the Stanley Cup. That team's focused and ready to go. And I had enough of the LA Kings. You're gonna have a good summer in LA. Enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, they gotta celebrate something. Lakers just got bounced. So.
What about tonight's game? What do you think?
Well, like I said, I think we're going to see the Rangers come out at home and do their thing, and I think they're going to play well. They're going to play with energy early on.
You think they're going to do the same thing that they did in the last game and the game before that, Dave?
I think they're going to pretty much follow the blueprint of Game 1 and 3.
Me too. You know what? I'm glad we agree on something. I think they're going to do the same goddamn thing for the rest of the damn playoffs, which might be short.
Hey, if you want to just say your thanks to Tortorella now, just say Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Because it works. It works.
I love you, John. It's just brotherly advice, John. I love you, John.
Oh.
I love you, John. I know Pipsqueaks Mike me can't speak up to guys like you. I know.
Yeah. I like you two to meet. I'd almost pay for that meeting if I can't.
I think I'd get along. I think I'd get along with John Tortorella.
I would just like.
I have a thick skin, and
he seems like a type of guy who might punch you in the face.
I don't. I've been punched in the face by some of the best people in the world.
Oh.
I've been punched in the face by people who say they love me.
Can I punch you in the face?
If you like.
Oh, right.
You think it would bond us?
Well, you heard it, people. I can't go to jail. He told me I could.
No, I would. I never snitch on anybody. I never called the police when I got punched in the face. Not once.
Sweet.
Not even when I got my ass kicked in AIT. I took on this black kid that I had no business fighting.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I didn't snitch on him. I took it like a man.
There you go.
And broke my finger.
Broke your finger?
On his iron head. I did pretty good until my hand broke.
Yeah, that's usually that's going to be the end of a fight right there.
Yeah. It was pretty much the end of the fight. You know, I threw this super right hook, and my hand broke. You can still see the dent in my knuckle. And you know what? I didn't stitch on him, and they took me in a room, and they brought the MPs in, and I said nothing. I told them I fell. I told him I broke my knuckle and I hit my eye on the door.
Oh my God!
I did. And I just
you used the excuse of a redneck housewife. What the hell?
I'm not going to snitch on my battle buddy. No way. And you know what? When we left, he thanked me.
Yeah, and I'm sure he did because thanks to your silence, he probably went on to beat the hell out of many other white people in his military.
No, it wasn't a racial thing.
Thank you. I didn't say it was. I didn't say it was. I never said a word about race. Yeah. I'm just saying, more than likely, he beat the crap out of a bunch of crackers thanks to you. Now that was more race, okay? Now I took it to a different level.
It's funny. Though.
I'm white. I can say
don't care. I think it was funny. Nah, he was a good kid. He just, I don't think he was around too many obnoxious white guys from New Jersey. And then it was really funny, too, because the whole thing went on. I started off, I was a lot taller than him, but he was like wide as a truck. And we had, they had these thin walls in Fort Gordon. Yeah. And
I miss Fort.
What happened was they used to make these stupid these belts, right? You had to wear them everywhere.
Oh my God!
Remember that? You know what I'm talking about? And then we were like, I don't even know what we were fighting over. He annoyed me and I annoyed him. And then literally, he said something. You better get moving. I said, well, why don't you go fuck yourself? He says, you say that to me again. And then just like hockey gloves, our belts dropped.
Oh, that's awesome.
I gave him a right, I hit him hard, and then I hit him again, and I realized it was having no effect, and then I looked at my hand as I took about 6, by the time, I took about 6 punches, right? I never stood up, I never got knocked down, and I looked at my hand, and it was just swelling up like a balloon, right? Uh-huh. I was told later that they think, because the hallway was so thin, that I may have clipped the fire extinguisher.
Ooh.
Maybe I did. In fact, it may have more than likely, but it didn't feel that way. It felt like I hit him, and my hand broke.
Yeah, it just sucked as you were probably punching when your hand was ballooning up. It was just creating cushion, so now you were hitting.
That's what it felt like. I'm like, Jesus, it's like a dream. I'm punching the giant. It doesn't hurt.
That's good times.
Yeah, well, I probably asked for it.
You said fuck off or go fuck yourself.
I told him fuck yourself. I got it. I mentioned people's mothers before.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
I miss those guys. That was
good times.
Good times.
Good times.
Good times. They didn't like me at first, but I think I had their respect by the end.
I think that's how it mainly goes because I was on the fence for a while, but now I love you. So.
Oh, okay. No.
It's kind of like Geddy Lee from Rush. It's an acquired taste. It takes a while. Because I remember the first 5 years I heard Rush, I wanted to blow my freaking head off. His voice was killing me. Yeah. Now I love him.
Well, bad music's tough to get used to. Yeah.
Oh, come on now. You're going to hell, buddy.
In a handbasket. Hey, I got this letter from this guy, and he said...
a real letter or an email?
Well, no, through YouTube I got. And he said, okay. You're a Howard Stern wannabe. Fuck you, fag, jerk off.
Awesome.
Yeah, he said that. He said, I'm trying to be like Howard Stern. And you know what? I got to be honest with you. I think anybody could listen to this and tell I was extremely influenced by Stern and Imus. I grew up in the New York area. I love radio. And I always wanted to do something like this. Thank God the internet happened. I never would.
Yeah.
And, but am I stealing? No, I'm not doing any Howard's bits.
No,
I'm influenced. Ridiculous. I'm influenced.
It's a compliment. Take it as a compliment. And also, to the guy to user douche nozzle who said that, thank you for the compliment, but other than that, you can go blow himself.
Yeah, I agree. What's in the news, Robin?
Well, if I'm Robin, don't I gotta talk about how I was raped by my father like 5 times before I get to a new subject? I'm just kidding.
She fought him off.
I'm just kidding, Robin.
Go ahead, Robin.
Just kidding. Okay, we got a lot of good things to talk about. First and foremost, let's talk about, since we touched on LA, let's talk about how the Lakers got closed out in 5 by the Oklahoma City Thunder the other night.
They didn't score enough points in the other team.
Yeah, basically, Kobe did not put the ball in the bag. He scored 40 some odd points, and it just they're just not the right team that to beat the Thunder. And there's a lot of storylines here. First, well, not first, but most entertaining to me is Ron Artest, Meta World Peace. After the series is over, this idiot still goes on to talk about how the Lakers are a better team. They just got beaten in one of the most definitive ways you can be beaten in a series, in 5, and yet you're the better team.
I think he should go into sportscasting, like Frenchman.
Sounds like it. Oh,
he sounds like he's perfect.
Let me tell you, the Lakers are in trouble going forward because they're going to they need to blow this franchise apart because it is not winning anything with these old-ass dinosaurs they got on the team. But the more important story that came out of all of this is what happened after the Thunder closed out the Lakers.
Let me guess. Can I ask? Everybody got together and was really happy and celebrated. Went back, had picnics, and went to McDonald's and talked and laughed. That's what happened after the game.
Basically, if you add in a couple automatic weapons, then yeah, you got it. Yeah.
Good times.
7 people got capped after the win. I mean, I get that there was, that the situation was getting out of control because they were broadcasting it out on the outside of the stadium, and there was a lot of people, more than police can handle. But to me, the bigger story is, why is that even an option of celebrating? How is shooting somebody an option for celebration?
Do we know that's not the celebration and somebody just, was trying to, I grew up in New Jersey. I read a lot of crime reports and especially in New York. And, when you grow up in New Jersey, you basically live in New York because you get all the New York stations. And these guys that like to shoot people, they're never too, I don't know. They don't know, their bullets never tend to stay in the lane. They don't really care who's between them and the person they're trying to cap. So you think you sure it wasn't something like that?
Oh, it could very well be. Look, I'm not CSI. Sure. I don't care either. All I know is that I'm a regular-minded sports person. I make a direct correlation between these are known Thunder fans at a known Thunder game, at a known Thunder victory, and they decide to bring a gun to that situation in the first place.
Yeah.
Which should tell you something's not quite right. Yeah. Hey, Tommy, let's go see Game 6 of the Rangers tonight.
Make sure you bring your Glock.
Don't forget to bring your Desert Eagle, buddy, because you never know. Well, you know what? If you're going to a New York game, you probably should bring some kind of a weapon.
It's not, that reputation is not deserved. When the Rangers won the Stanley Cup, I heard there was going to be riots. None of that happened. We don't tend to riot.
No.
There.
Well, I can understand why you don't tend to riot because you guys are so freaking used to winning.
Yeah, it's great.
The Yankees got 26, 27 titles. The Giants seem to be winning every other freaking year now. They're
not even that good.
Yeah, they're not good. 2 titles in the past 5 years.
Yeah, well, when they won in 2007, I remember I was in one of the best
Super Bowls I ever watched.
That was probably the best Super Bowl. The Giants are always in good Super Bowls. They're never really in blowouts.
No.
When I was listening to the guys talk about the teams that were in the playoffs, and I was in Iraq, and they were talking about this team and that team and how the Patriots and this. I go, what about the New York Giants? I don't know much about football. And they were like,
I won so much money off that game.
Really? Did you really take the job? But you took them just because you were the underdog. No,
I took them because I thought they met. Because if you remember back to that year, the Giants played the Patriots in like week 15 or 16, or maybe it was even week 17, and they lost late in the game by like 3 points. But after that, they didn't lose another freaking... It might have been like week 14, because they didn't lose again after that.
Sure.
And they played so well against the Patriots that I'm one of those people who look at matchups.
Sure.
I don't care if you got a 16-0 team like they were in the Patriots. If you have a bad matchup, you can be beat.
Sure.
And the Giants matched up very well against that team. I took every bet that I could.
Really?
That was right after. Yeah, that Super Bowl happened right after I got hurt and I got.
Were you
medevac.
still downrange? Yeah, I was
No,
gonna say,
I just got medevac and I was having a huge poker party.
Yeah. You know what happened to me? The idiot
happened?
down the hall cut my cable wire and I couldn't watch the damn game. I had to go downstairs and refresh ESPN.
Awesome.
And then when they threw that big pass in the fourth quarter, we thought it was a mistake.
Oh,
Because we had to keep refreshing the stupid page.
that was great.
Yeah.
I won
that was
so
great.
much money.
Yeah.
It was one of the last times that I won a lot of money on a sports bet.
What else you got in geekery news?
Okay, well, let's see. Oh, man, oh my God. Have you gone to Google today?
No, I haven't.
Oh, it's the greatest thing ever. You got to go to Google. They got this equalizer organ thing, and you can play on it. Oh my God, and you can record it. It's the funnest thing I've ever done in my life. Be prepared. You're not going to be able to
I just did it.
It's great.
Sure.
Yeah, you know what? You make me sad with your lack of freaking excitement. We got.
It's not porn, Dave.
Well,
it's not porn. It's a click and a noise. That's what it is.
I'm a guy. A click and a noise is all I need most of the time. I love a good click and a noise. Don't most people?
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed.
Oh, it's funny. It says Geburtstag von Robert Moog. Doesn't I don't know. I thought it means birthday. 78. I don't care.
Moving on from that.
Hey, listen, guys. If you really want to hear some weird sounds, head to Google right now, and you'll be able to play on the whatever the hell you call it.
Don't patronize me.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. No, I need you, Dave. I got to kiss your ass.
That
Nobody likes me enough to come on to do this.
That upset me greatly because that equalizer thing is awesome. It defined my day, you prick. Anyway.
Wish you could hear the funny noise I just made.
Oh, well, I wish I could.
We got to set that up one day.
Yeah, that'll be good times.
Okay.
A couple days ago, we missed out. Well, we didn't actually miss out, but the world will never know. Anyway, SpaceX launched the first commercial rocket ship that actually was launched to the International Space Station by billionaire CEO Elon Musk.
Who's he?
And, he's a billionaire CEO. Didn't you hear me?
Did he buy Facebook IPO?
For his sake, I hope not. Apparently, but you know what?
My girlfriend's apparently Germans can't buy that, and my girlfriend's brother tried to talk me into put my name on it, and I said I don't think I can do that. He wasn't trying to do anything shady, but if you make money, here's the thing: if you make money, I got to pay tax on it. Yeah, and not only that. Okay, I'm not a stock genius. Yeah. But if you didn't know that was overpriced, you have no business. My economics teacher begged us not to get it in my last semester. My economics teacher, he begged us not to get it.
It's just, and now they're being investigated. The whole situation is being investigated now.
Super.
This is bad.
It was a bad time to get married because if things go bad for Zuckerberg, he might be out in his ass. Sort of like somebody else.
Everyone was talking about it, that it was actually the timing was
Sometimes when things change, so do women. And they usually change residence. That's right, Mark.
Let's not go.
Oh my God, you're only worth $2 billion. I gotta leave your ass.
Let's not go to Bitterville.
$1 billion family.
Don't go to Bitterville.
Hey, happy birthday to my ex-wife, by the way.
Uh-oh.
It's her birthday today.
I'm going to stay away. I was told to stay away, so I'm going to stay away.
Brought it up earlier.
Yes, but you brought it up during the show, which makes me want to bring other things up during the show.
Happy birthday!
No, I'm not doing it. I'm going to stay away.
I wonder if she's having birthday burgers.
Not as good as my birthday burgers.
Probably not.
I'm glad I got to share it with everybody out there because they were great burgers.
Anything else in the news?
Yeah, one more thing. A hero of mine died today at the age of 96.
Who's that?
His name is Eugene Polly. Do you know who Eugene Polly is?
Sure.
He's responsible for one of the greatest innovations in the history of the world. And the world is lesser now because he's gone. He invented the television remote control.
Oh, God. We all owe something.
We
all owe him a lot.
You bow your head.
I'm not joking. Dave, I'm not joking around. Every fat bastard in America owes this man something. Absolutely. And you should stand up and rise if you're listening to this podcast.
Every child out there should be happy because before remotes, children were the remote. Go change the channel, Johnny.
I got a funny remote story. Apparently, they had them like in the late '60s, and they were sound based, right? And my dad told me they had a collie, I guess a black and white collie, that had this chain, right? And apparently, if the dog would walk right and the chains clicked together, it was the exact frequency that would turn the TV on and off. So the dog would walk in and out of the room and turn the TV on and off.
That's awesome.
That's pretty funny.
That is a pretty good story.
Yeah, it was great.
Other than that, that is pretty much all I've got in the world of the geek, the world of the strange.
Sure. Do you like yogurt?
I love yogurt, but you know what I love more than yogurt?
What do you like more than yogurt?
Yogurt jingles.
What the hell's a yogurt jingle?
Oh, a yogurt jingle.
Oh! Could it be from JohnFreemanMusic.com?
JohnFreemanMusic.com.
JohnFreemanMusic.com. Let me tell you something. If you want to hear a song about yogurt that doesn't have any words and you want to be blown away, I suggest you go to JohnFreemanMusic.com because you are going to be blown away by the song titled Yogurt Commercial.
Wear a helmet because your mind will be blown.
Your mind will be blown. And you'll think to yourself, wow, this sounds a hell of a lot like a goddamn yogurt commercial. That's what you'll think at JohnFreemanMusic.com.
You're gonna think you have Jenna Jameson in your mind because your head's gonna be blown.
You're not gonna be like, this doesn't sound like a oatmeal commercial. This doesn't sound like a car commercial. This sounds like a yogurt commercial.
Yeah. And it's gonna make you want to eat yogurt.
Yeah.
So.
By the way, this may be, if I'm not lazy enough, I think we're going to put John's music on. I got final versions from him.
Awesome.
Yeah, it sounds fantastic. It really does.
Speaking of additions, and since it sounds like we're going into the plug segment of our...
We are going into the plug. We're about ready to finish this nightmare.
I have put music on to my show over on Podbean, which is entitled This Guy's Take on It, starring yours friggin' truly. And the music's pretty cool. I had some fun with it. I just took two songs and mixed them, and there it is. It's good. Anyway, check that out. Also, make sure you check me out. I'm getting very close. My publisher is telling me that almost any day now, my book is going to be available on iTunes and eTunes or ebook and iBook for a very reasonable price. So I'm hoping you guys read it and enjoy it.
What's the name of it?
The name is The Chronicles of L.J. Stevens.
Mm-hmm.
And make sure you can always check me out on Twitter at David W. Vancura. I finally have some people that are not businesses that are following me.
That's great.
So good times all around.
I get a lot of people telling me they want to sleep with me on Twitter.
Really?
Yeah. They say if I click on this link, I can meet these hot chicks.
Oh, that's cool. Are you clicking on them?
Every time.
That's good stuff.
Every time. But they never like, I never hear anything.
Yeah, that's sad.
I don't know.
That's sad. That just makes me upset for you.
Sure. But I got a lot more dildo ads in my email box since then.
Yeah, I did that.
Because you never can run out of a big dildo. You need that.
No.
I get that. And this I don't know, Nigerian king or some shit.
That's why I'm friends with you. Because I know that I'll always have a dildo close by. It's a good time.
You prick.
Hey man, you set them up, I'll knock them down. You can't. Don't alley if you don't want me to open.
Yeah. All right. Ope. What about your brother's site?
Oh yeah, my brother. I forgot. I didn't forget about my brother. I just I forgot about my brother.
What is that site, by the way? I clicked on it. I saw comic book characters. I got dizzy. I got sick, and I unclicked it.
You need to.
Don't you do that?
Grab on your geek and just love him a little bit, okay? Because it's okay. It's called ChaosHour.com, and it is a review site for everything that I love, and that's the nerd realm. My brother's a very talented reviewer. He's doing mainly video games right now. He's doing a good job. Never mind his grammar, because it's really not his fault. There's some programming errors apparently. At least that's his story, and I'm going to back him up because he's my brother.
I don't care.
His name is Brandon Robbins, by the way. Real talented guy. Lives in Wales.
I thought it was like a comic book site because I saw comic book characters.
Well, they do everything entertainment, and that is as far as geek stuff.
They do Japanese manga porn?
I wish they did, because I'd be there a lot more often.
I don't know.
It's called hentai, and it's an art form.
I'm sure. You know, when you have 35s and dicks shooting out of your chest, and you impale impale women with giant drawn penises. That's good. That's art.
Do you know how I knew my wife was the one?
She liked. Maybe you should go there, buddy.
I found a hentai video, VHS, underneath her bed when we were moving. That's how I knew. I was like, this chick is awesome!
Why?
Because if you can watch an animated chick get done by a tentacle, that's gonna be down. My life is down, so I'm cool. I knew right then, that was love.
Alright. This has been a very angry episode of Shot from the Point. And I think we're done.
I think we are done. We've been going for almost an hour. This is probably our longest show yet.
Yeah, it's probably our longest show. I figured it would be.
But it feels like it was 5 minutes for me.
Yeah,
Except for that 25-minute rant.
I bet it feels like an hour for anybody who went this long in the podcast.
except for that 25 minutes where I didn't get to say a word because you were ranting. But other than that,
did that hurt your feelings?
No, I took a nap. I did some Sudoku.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I took a babysitting job. I mean, I got some stuff done. I appreciate that. I just knew you were being hospitable. You were allowing me to make some extra money by doing side things while we were doing our show. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
It's time to get this crap on iTunes, bro. It's time. Listen, thank you very much, everybody, to, like I said, a very angry episode of Shot from the Point. You guys have a very good day. And, hey, Kaya, your team got eliminated. Bye.
Onward and upward.
Peace. See you next time. Hope you tune in. Bye-bye.